The P0150 code indicates a malfunction in the oxygen sensor circuit for Bank 2 Sensor 1. This sensor monitors exhaust gases before the catalytic converter on the engine bank not containing cylinder 1, typically on the right side of V-shaped engines. The code signals potential issues like a faulty sensor, wiring problems, or exhaust leaks. Addressing this promptly prevents engine performance issues, like poor fuel economy and increased emissions. We will cover the most important aspects in the following sections so that you know how to diagnose and fix this code. Bank 2 Sensor 1 is located upstream of the catalytic converter on the engine bank that does not contain cylinder 1. This upstream position allows it to monitor exhaust gases before they enter the converter. The sensor's primary job is to measure oxygen levels in the exhaust gas. It generates a voltage signal between 0.1 and 0.9 volts that gets sent to the powertrain control module, or PCM. This signal helps the PCM maintain the optimal air-fuel mixture for combustion. A healthy sensor's voltage fluctuates rapidly between rich and lean conditions, providing real-time feedback. A steady voltage reading, rather than rapid fluctuations, indicates either a rich air-fuel mixture or a failing sensor. This triggers the P0150 diagnostic trouble code. Waveforms show normal operation with even fluctuations between 0.3 volts and 0.6 volts. Abnormal patterns indicate issues like rich running, lean running, or sensor failure. Several factors can trigger a P0150 code. These include wiring corrosion, exhaust leaks, faulty PCM relays, and sensor contamination. Wiring corrosion occurs when heat and moisture damage the wiring connected to the sensor. Exhaust leaks allow unmetered air to enter the system, which can distort the sensor's readings. A faulty PCM relay can interrupt the electrical circuit to the sensor. Sensor contamination from oil or fuel additives can impair the sensor's function. Diagnosing starts with a visual inspection of the sensor and wiring. Then use a multimeter to check sensor resistance, which should be 10 to 20 ohms. Here are the key steps to diagnose the P0150 code and find its root cause. First, perform a visual inspection. Check the sensor and wiring for any signs of damage or corrosion. Next, conduct an OBD2 scan using a scanner to check for other related codes, such as P0130 for Bank 1, which might provide additional clues. Third, perform voltage testing with a multimeter to measure the sensor's voltage output. Fourth, check the sensor's resistance using a multimeter and compare it to the manufacturer's specifications. For advanced diagnostics, use an oscilloscope to examine the sensor's waveform patterns for more detailed analysis. Remember to always disconnect the battery before testing to prevent damage to the powertrain control module. The fix for P0150 depends on the cause. If the sensor is faulty, replacement is necessary. Bosch and NGK now offer smart sensors with enhanced durability with a lifespan of 100,000 to 150,000 miles. If wiring is the problem, repair or replacement of the damaged section is required. Ford and GM issued recalls in 2023 to 2024 for wiring harness defects causing P0150 in models like the F-150 and Chevy Silverado. Ensure proper connections and insulation after any wiring repair. Ignoring a P0150 code can lead to serious problems. First, catalytic converter damage occurs when the faulty sensor causes the engine to run rich, potentially costing over $1,000 to replace. Second, reduced fuel efficiency can drop by up to 20% due to inaccurate air-fuel mixtures. Third, the code will cause failures in required emissions tests in many regions. Finally, failing these tests violates emission laws, leading to potential penalties. For simple cases like a visibly damaged sensor or corroded wiring, a DIY fix is possible with basic tools and an OBD2 scanner. However, for complex issues or if you're not comfortable working on your car, professional diagnosis and repair are recommended. RepairPal mechanics suggest professional scans over DIY for complex cases, as misdiagnoses can escalate costs. Remember safety first. Always disconnect the battery before starting any work. The future of automotive diagnostics is rapidly evolving. AI-powered tools from companies like Bosch use machine learning to predict sensor failures. Telematics systems in connected cars are adapting similar predictive maintenance strategies. While the prevalence of P0150 is expected to decline with the rise of EVs, hybrid vehicles may introduce new sensor variants. Eco-friendly fixes like using recycled sensor components are also gaining traction. By 2030, autonomous vehicles may use AI for self-healing systems, potentially eliminating manual P0150 fixes altogether.